My name is Arseniy Afanasenko, and I will be talking about a line research group experience. We are a middle-sized but fast-growing IT company focused mainly on data science challenges of the day. The fields of our expertise, of the machine learning department, because we have other departments as well, are like image and video processing, in fields like medicine and security, predictive control and analysis for industrial applications, natural language processing, traffic and content analysis on the internet. And what brings these items together? Well, it's dealing with unstructured data. And our marketing department works hard on searching and finding customers so that our department works with real customers and solves real problems in each of these fields. And one of such partners, one of such customers, we have a long and fruitful history of cooperation with. It is Nominum company, which has been purchased by Akamai, which is well, let's say it's an internet giant. And I will show you a few use cases, or I would better call them success stories of our team when we solved different problems for this customer. First one is automatic web page categorization. It's mainly in the world of internet security, when we need to know the category of the content the user is seeing, and the most important product is parental control provided by different internet providers when we need to know the content. So the problem is like when we have an internet domain called xxx.yyyy.com, and we need to know whether it is government, school cheating, maybe alcohol and tobacco, and then take further actions based on it. The existing solution, which is reliable but not efficient, is manual categorization. There are huge agencies that provide lists of domains in each category. Some of these lists are free, some of them need to be purchased, but this manual categorization is prone to errors, especially because content comes in different languages, and agencies usually cannot afford having staff from multiple countries and do the categorization. So to improve the solution of this problem, our company created an automatic categorization engine which categorizes the content on the fly, so it doesn't rely upon any a priori information. And we use elements of artificial intelligence like deep learning, also linguistic models for it. And this solution gives several benefits. So it outperforms simple keyword search, which one might see as a simplest solution to the problem. Also, the neural networks can be trained to understand different languages, and which is better than translate everything to English with Google Translate or some other tool. And also, if the model fails to classify the text, it just reports it. So for the websites which are hard to classify, we leave them this model leaves them unclassified. So and so the team of humans who make categorization, they have to deal with smaller list of domains that machine could not classify, and it's it's a step forward in this in this task. The second success story is about fraud detection. Unfortunately, in our days, there's a lot of fraud on the internet. And as we all stay at home during this year, we spend more time on the internet, and so fraud is growing, unfortunately. But the means of fraud detection grow also. And the existing solution is that just each company which can be a victim of bad guys is having some specialists who do manual detection. They see reports from users who see some suspicious links, and I think that most of you know how it works. You get an email which seems like an email from your bank or from your sport supervisor or someone else, and there's a link like for details, visit our page. And this link usually looks like a link to a legal web page, but it is not. And the solution provided by Aligned Research Group is in automatic detection of some of these fraud cases. And here again, we have a situation where when the data is unstructured, so an URL is a piece of text which is not in a human language, it is some URL language. But for a human, this link might look like a link to a legal website. And so the solution is in modeling the human perception of this text, and the model which helps fraud detection does this thing. It compares a URL with the list of the most probable phishing targets. And so if there is any suspicion that this link tries to mimic a legal link to a bank site or social network site, it is marked as suspicious. And then the action is taken depending on the user policy. It might be blocked, or a user might get a warning that this page seems like phishing, seems like fraud. And also, well, the text is one source of information, the URL text, but also the page content is also important, because all of those phishing pages, they also look like legitimate pages of the websites they try to cheat. And so if we see some logo of LinkedIn on a website which is not LinkedIn, it's also a hint that there is fraud possibility. But I give it in simple words. Of course, there is a sophisticated math behind it, and neural network processing logo images and deciding if it should be blocked if the page is suspicious or not. And the third use case in this field, and we're talking about dealing with unstructured data on the text data on the web, is domain clustering. So I have already told you about web page content categorization. This use case is somewhat different because in internet security there are so-called botnets, which are groups of internet domains registered by some malicious program. And they live for a short time, and it's hard for a human to detect them. But here our clustering approach helps a lot, because clustering is kind of categorization, but when you do not know categories beforehand. And so if there is a domain with known behavior, with known activities, possibly malicious or not, we, using clustering approach, we can detect internet domains which are similar in some sense to that domain, and most definitely they do the same stuff. And if the known domain is known to be malicious, the entire group is malicious too. And intelligence behind it and elements of artificial intelligence behind it are what is called word-to-vector, which is a common natural language processing technique. And here is some funny example of what word-to-vec looks like. It's like dummy language arithmetic, like king minus man plus woman is most definitely a queen. And so using this technique as a backbone, we have developed a solution for website clustering, and it gives a picture like this, which is not a fantastic movie, but it's a visualization of unstructured data, and it's a visualization of multidimensional unstructured data, which brings artificial intelligence and human intelligence together, because artificial intelligence can provide data in the way that is most suitable for taking decisions by human, and then human comes to take a decision. And so this success story is an impressive implementation of unsupervised learning. So no human interaction is needed during the process of machine learning, and the amount of data is very large, and thanks to our development and operations department, we have data streams, huge data streams, and they are processed at a very high speed on dedicated servers and in the cloud. And so we can deal with much more information than a human can process. So another field of expertise that I mentioned already is image and video processing. And here I will give you two examples of success stories of our company dealing with visual content, visual data. The first one is a virtual avatar or photorealistic virtual presenter. So it's a synthetic image, synthetic video image of a person who gives some presentation. So you might think that I'm such an avatar, but I'm not. I'm a real human. But we have a technology which can produce artificial human, a speaking one. I didn't include a video in my presentation, but you can follow the link on the slide, and you can see how it works. So it's an early implementation that we made more than a year ago. Now it's even better. And so here we have again artificial intelligence, which converts text to voice, and then voice to face, and then voice to speaking face, and generates an HD video stream. And it can be done in any spoken language, if there is a trained model that produces a voice in that language, then it can be done very fast. If there is no such model, we can train it. And this solution, this solution is very efficient. So you do not need huge and super expensive computers to do it. So just one server can produce real-time video stream, and even faster than real-time. So basically it will produce video as fast as you type the text. And the second one, which is also very important for all of us, is the solution for surgical assistance. And in this project, our expertise in medical imaging helped us a lot. And so the solution itself is is an augmented reality based surgical assistant, so that a surgeon has a plan of operation in the form of three-dimensional image, and as the surgeon does the operation, he has a vision of what's happening and where his tools are, and it helps a lot. So surgery becomes less invasive. And more than 200 surgical procedures has been made using this virtual assistant. Well, let's see. So medical imaging is a very special field of knowledge and field of science, and you cannot do a medical solution without tight cooperation with professionals, with physicians, and all of that was done by our company. We have communication and partnership with large medical companies, and what's more important, this expertise, this project can be extended, and this expertise can be applied to different imaging solutions, because dealing with three-dimensional images is not only medicine, it's also industrial control and satellite imaging and imaging in infrared, and well, it's called multispectral imaging. And so this is also a very good background for other projects with imaging. Well, let's see if I have any more slides. Well, and I forgot to mention that the virtual presenter solution was done for Sberbank, which is one of the largest Eastern Europe banks. And well, they have a channel on the YouTube where this virtual presenter presents some news of the company. So it's working, and you can see it on the web. So I think I finished earlier, a little bit earlier, but that's basically all I wanted to tell you about. There will be other presentations from Aligned Research Group, and our machine learning team is growing. It's able to solve different problems, and we will be happy to communicate with you, to discuss some problems, find some fields of collaboration, exchange the experience that we have, and interpret in other different ways. Thanks a lot for listening to me. I think I'm done. Thank you. Goodbye.